Hey, Lea Louise here, and look at this beautiful quilt that's coming along. You remember it from a couple months ago. I took my favorite 300 charm squares and I put them together into 9-patch blocks just like this, but with a common pink center. This is the secret to this quilt. And then I do the cut, the twist, the turn, and this isn't your regular 9-patch. This is my disappearing confetti 9-patch quilt. And look at this is the way our blocks turn out. It looks familiar, but again, they all have those pink centers, and I'm going to show you how we're going to use that to our advantage. Here's the 9-patch we're going to be working with, and this is how we start the quilt. So there are 9 5-inch squares. You can use any size square you want, but this is what I'm using. And as long as you're consistent with all your blocks, it's going to come out fine. And I just want you to see how this is pressed. These seams are pressed to the center, these outside, and then this to the outside. This way, as I'm cutting and I go to re-sew them together, it just helps those seams all go in the right direction. But if you haven't done this before, I'm going to link my video, the previous video that I did an actual demonstration on how to make this block specifically, and you can check that out and see how that works for you. Okay, now these blocks measure 13.5 inches. And what we need to do is cut this in quarters. And the easiest way to do that is right through the middle. Now this 5-inch square, when it's sewn, measures 4.5 inches. So what we're going to do is come in at 2.5 inches. But you know, we are not 2.5, 2.25. Oh my gosh, see? Oh, I got to be so careful. And not all of our seams are going to be exactly where they need to be. So I like coming in with a second ruler just to make sure I have 2.25 on this side. If I don't, I kind of fudge it and find the middle. Now you can always try just folding it in half and pressing it and cutting it, but I want a little more accuracy than that on this particular quilt. There are other places where that works easier, but on this one, I need to have the ruler in the right place in order to make everything work. And here we are. See, we've got 2.25 here and 2.25 there, so I can go ahead and cut this. Just look at these pretty squares. They're going to make a gorgeous quilt. So now when I have these 4 pieces, I don't want to keep them in the same block. I'm going to put these into 4 different blocks. So what I would do is come to my pile that I previously cut, and I'll put one here, and I don't want them side by side. I'll put one here. And okay, so that's 2 and everything. Now let's do, okay, there's some good yellow would fit there, and some of this, and we'll put some blue up in here. Actually, I like this blue up there. And so I'm just going to put 4 blocks together that I like, and I'm just going to keep the centers to the middle, and that way I can make sure I'm getting things right where it needs to be. And I've got this one. I need one more here. And what else do I have? We'll bring some of this in. And what would be fun for that one? Oh, there's kind of some light blues. That would work good. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to put these each aside, and I'm going to take one block, one set of 4, and I'm going to make one block out of it. And so we put, oh, look at that, threads everywhere. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to lay them out. Let's see, do I want it this way? Yes, I kind of want those that way, like this. And you'll see it's not the traditional 9-patch, disappearing 9-patch, because with that, what we would do is take this, and then we would just turn 2 corners like this. And so we have our 2 squares, our large squares, and 2 middle ones. But I don't want to do that. This is my confetti quilt, And I have the pattern down below at a very good price if you're interested. Gives you all the details, all the information, all the sizes, and there's 5 different versions to look at. And this, I think, is a fantastic layout. And you know you've got it when everything is laid out and it lines up beautifully. Look at that. Now, what do we do? How do we put this together? We're going to put this here and here. I'm going to sew down this way and sew this way. I make it easy by chain stitching. So here's where I started. Here's my first pair and my second pair. And you can see where the pattern is. And I'm just going to cut this as we go. I keep the pairs sewn together so I know what two I want to attach, because I don't want to come back and relay them out and say, oh, which goes to which. Now, and I'm fussy that way. This is a scrappy quilt, and you can certainly just throw everything in a bag or a basket and just start putting it together, and it'll be beautiful. And I don't know. I have a hard time with that. Maybe it's my type A. I don't know. Do I have one of those, a type A personality perhaps? And I don't want to give up that control. Oh, well, hey, it works for my quilts. That's all that matters. Okay, so you see how all this is done. And now all I'm going to do is take these, and I sew them all the same way. And I'm going to put this seam up and this seam down. And I'm going to sew everything at 1/4 inch. Now, when that part is done, we're going to do some pressing. Here are a few more blocks I want to share with you, and we're just about ready to put this quilt together. It's looking awesome. So you can see, here's my seam. This one's up and this one's down. You see how that's sewn together. And we get a nice, pretty nested seam in the middle there. Look at that. Oh, I love it when it works. And when I press this, what I do is I press this center seam that I just sewed. I press across this way. Then I open it, and I'm going to press this way and this seam this way. I do not press this one way or the other, because as I'm assembling the quilt, these pieces or these seams are going to flip as I put blocks together. So if I were to put these 2 blocks together like this, then what I would need to do is have one go up and one go down. And that's why I save this. I don't want to double press things, and it's kind of hard to repress something once you get a good seam pressed in place. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and put these together. Look, I have so many more pretty blocks and fabrics. I'm going to get all this together, and we are going to finish a quilt. Here are the 30 blocks for this quilt, and the initial tutorial that I did a couple months ago, I actually pieced the center 9 patch together. So there's 9 individual blocks that were joined, and the other 21 needed to be added around the perimeter. So this is the layout that I chose for all the quilt blocks. The 3 blocks on the left were the first ones added, so I sewed them together and then I attached them to the initial 9 patch. Then I sewed the 4 blocks together along the side, and after pressing them, I added them again to that center piece. And I'm pressing everything as I go to keep all the seams nice and neat. It would have been hard after piecing this the way it's going together to have pressed it after the fact, and this just made it easier for me. To finish the quilt, I sewed the 2 rows of 4 blocks each together, and then I added those along the top of the center section that I'd been working on. And again, this just made it easier to manage and control. Pressing everything as I go made the seams nice and flat and easy to handle as I'm quilting. Then there were the last 6 blocks that were each individually sewn together. And then that strip was added and pressed as well. And then that was the end of it. It went quite easily. Now, I could have done this had I started with just the 30 blocks and used the web method, but for a quilt like this, it would have been too big for me to do the web method. I prefer doing smaller units and piecing them together because then I can press them as I go. And doing the web method doesn't work as well for me, and this is just a preferred way for me to quilt and something that you might want to think about. And here's my finished quilt top. I think it's beautiful. The colors are great. There's lights and darks and just some great contrast throughout this quilt. And I really love the confetti pattern, the way the little pink blocks are filtered throughout the entire quilt and pops of color here and there. It just makes it so much more interesting. And again, that quilt pattern's on sale. It's right down in the description. Make sure you click on it and check it out. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. I always love sharing my quilts with you, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Have a great weekend.